As people try to kill time in isolation, viral challenges are becoming more popular than ever. And over the weekend, Simone Biles took things to the next level.
Okay. Okay, got it.
I don't like violence.
Okay, Simone Biles, I don't think you understand what a viral challenge is. It's called a viral challenge, not a viral impossibility. You can do things with a handstand. I mean, us normal people, we struggle to take our pants off normally. This is the pants off challenge. Next up, India is taking some unique strategies to try and stop the spread of the coronavirus. The government has forced 10 tourists from Israel, Mexico, Australia, and Austria who violated social distancing rules to write, "I did not follow the rules of lockdown, so I am so sorry," 500 times. Yeah, 500 times. They have to write it out, like Bart Simpson. And in a less dramatic move, one Indian man built a vehicle that looks like the virus to warn people to stay indoors. So I guess if you ever wondered what the opposite of an ice cream truck would be, this is it. And I know this seems ridiculous, but I think a Corona car driving around is a great idea. Yeah, because it makes it seem physical. Right now people are like, is Corona real or not? If you see the car, you'll be like, yo, Corona's in town. It'll make people take it seriously. In fact, after this car is done in India, that car needs to drive around 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Yeah, then Trump will start to take it seriously. He'll be looking out the window like, oh my God, the coronavirus, it found me. It knows I was talking shit about it. I'm sorry, Corona, you're not like the flu at all. And finally, one of the best things we've seen during coronavirus is how people are still working to keep their spirits up, which is something we've all got to do. And we've seen people throwing social distancing block parties, DJs are battling online, and now the latest trend is people have started dressing up to take out their trash.
In the strange new world of social distancing, self-isolation and working from home, people are finding new ways to entertain themselves or just stay a little bit sane. The previously mundane can suddenly be the highlight of your day, like taking out the trash by dressing to impress, whether it's as a unicorn, this is my favorite, or if you really, really miss going to the beach, or if it is a wedding anniversary.
This is so much fun! People are dressing up when they go out, dressing up like animals to take out the trash. And just to come full circle, the animals are gonna start dressing up like people when they eat the trash. Hakuna Matata, it's the circle of life. I've been getting in on this too. I love this idea so much that what I've started doing to spice things up is that when I take out the trash, I dress up like a mobster, and then I tie my trash bag up in 3 places so it looks like a dead body. Yeah, and I know that seems dark, but think of it this way. When my neighbors see me, the last thing they're worried about is coronavirus. Lego. One of the world's biggest toy manufacturers and destroyer of bare feet. They've announced that they have converted some of their molding machines to help make protective equipment for medical workers. And this is so great that Lego is now stepping in and helping healthcare workers with PPE. I mean, I just don't know how comfortable a Lego mask will be, but it's nice that they're trying. Also, if there's one thing we know about Legos, it's that no one builds what they're actually supposed to build. Yeah? It's just gonna be like, hey, Mr. Doctor, did you get that Lego mask we sent you? Yeah, I did, but I built a helicopter. In Indonesia, not everyone is willing to stay inside. So in response, one village came up with a good solution.
Well, a village in Indonesia is using an unusual method to try and curb the spread of the coronavirus. Take a look at this. Local volunteers dressing up as ghosts to patrol their neighbourhood streets, trying to spook residents into respecting stay-at-home orders. Officials say the plan originally backfired when people ventured out to take photos of the ghosts for social media.
Okay, I don't know what's crazier here. The fact that this village tried to use ghosts to scare people back into their houses, or the fact that the people heard that there were ghosts outside and then tried to get pictures for social media? Like, What have we become? What has social media made us? Huh? There's a ghost and you're like, I'm going outside? I'm willing to bet that if the Exorcist head-twisting thing happened today, instead of being scared, people in the room would be like, oh my God, can you do that again? That would make an amazing TikTok. Hey, hey, hey. And finally, with coronavirus shutting down most of the American economy, every state has had to make their own decisions about which businesses are essential, right? Which businesses are essential to remain open. In California, they decided that some weed dispensaries could stay open. Texas has said that gun stores are essential. And in Florida, they went with this.
Meanwhile, the WWE was back performing live shows last night. They were at their performance center here in Orlando after it was deemed an essential business. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demme said the wrestling entertainment company was not initially considered to be so, but the WWE reached out to the governor and it was changed because he said the company is critical to Florida's economy.
Yes, Florida. The governor of Florida has officially given the green light to the WWE as an essential business. There is one thing though, since the wrestling has been taping during Corona, the storylines have gotten pretty weird.
Triple H, I saw you touching your face and you didn't wash your hands. You are about to pay. I'm gonna flatten your curve.
Now, what's really interesting is that initially the WWE wasn't considered essential, but then they reached out to the governor, and we actually have footage of the WWE negotiating with the governor.
The governor is about to get into it with the WWE. This could be anyone's match. Rollins is assaulting DeSantis. Oh, that's gotta hurt. How much can one politician take? What is going on here?
Zoom. It's the app that tells you which of your friends have bookshelves, and the reason every work call now looks like the beginning of the Brady Bunch. From the beginning of these shutdowns, everyone who can has been using video calling apps to work from home. But now, a judge in Florida is reminding people that just because you're at home doesn't mean you're not at work.
One South Florida judge is telling lawyers that they need to dress nicer for their Zoom calls. Broward County Judge Dennis Bailey says that he's been seeing people dressed pretty casually here. He says one attorney called in without a shirt on and a woman was still under the covers in her bed. One person was seen in beach gear while poolside during the hearing. The judge wants everyone to treat court hearings as they were actually in court and dress appropriately.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little conflicted about this story. Because look, on the one hand, I agree with the judge. Just because you're stuck in the house and zooming into work doesn't mean all of a sudden you can dress like the before photo on Queer Eye. On the other hand, if you're stuck in the house and zooming into work, maybe we shouldn't have to pretend like this whole situation is dignified. I'm watching my roommate take a dump with the door open right now. It really doesn't matter if I'm wearing a suit. It also makes you realize how simple human beings are, right? Someone just changes their outfit and all of a sudden, we act completely differently. That guy's in a bathing suit. I can't take legal advice from him. Oh, hold on, never mind. Now he put a silk thing around his neck. Yeah, that guy's a professional something. Now, while some people are trying to keep up with the charade of normal life, one family who's stuck in the house in North Carolina, they've just decided to lean into the craziness by starting what they call the Quarantine Olympics. Yeah. And this involves made-up events like blindfolded toilet paper dodgeball and straw drinking water races. And they've kicked off a brand new viral trend.
What's up? Oh, Josh.
Okay, people, I am officially a fan of the Quarantine Olympics. And if you ask me, these sports are just as legitimate as the real Olympic sports. Because if we're honest, all sports were made because people were just bored and looking for stuff to do. What is basketball? Basketball is just throwing a circle into a bucket.
Yeah, I said it, LeBron James. What are you gonna do? Come find me? You can't leave your house. Please don't leave your house, LeBron. I'm just joking.
So, I mean, if you think about it, drinking water out of a straw quickly while another thing is pouring the water, that'll probably be its own league in 50 years, right? And Aunt Becky's kids are going to pretend that they were stars on the high school toilet paper dodgeball team. It's going to be a thing. Oh, and say what you want about white parents, but you can't deny that they know how to be fun. Do you see them in the living room just throwing things with their kids? Because let me tell you something, there are no African families who are throwing toilet paper around the living room right now. Yeah. Even if African parents do allow quarantine Olympics, all the events will just end up being chores. Okay, everybody, that was great, eh? Now let's see who's the best at cleaning the kitchen. But Dad, we want to throw toilet paper like it's TikTok Olympics. When you buy the toilet paper, you can throw the toilet paper. Until that time, let's see who's the best at cleaning the kitchen. Okay, and finally, my favorite story comes out of Pennsylvania, where a 93-year-old woman stuck in her house held a sign out of her window saying, "I need more beer." And then after a picture went viral, COORS sprang into action and delivered her 10 cases of beer. And I'm really excited that this worked for her because I've tried the same thing. Yeah, I've had a sign outside my window for weeks and I've gotten nothing. And this just shows that you can't judge a book by its cover. Because we always think that old people are just sitting around doing boring things like knitting or Sudoku or reminiscing about having sex on the Titanic. But this story changes everything. We got to think of old people differently. They're living life. In fact, I think they need to add a different setting to those life alert necklaces. Mrs. Fletcher, are you okay? Did you fall? No, I'm out of booze and I can't get crunk. Send some immediately. I'm trying to turn up. Although coronavirus is quickly becoming one of the worst periods in human history, every day we learn how for animals, this time is pure bliss. The pandas are smashing again in China. The animals are partying in Yosemite National Park. And now, in Philadelphia, groundhogs, well, they're just doing this.
On some lighter news, it seemed like Groundhog Day Part 2 in Pennsylvania.
Check out this pizza-loving woodchuck in Philadelphia. Unlike its usually shy counterpart, Punxsutawney Phil, this one munching away at a cheese slice while staring down a dog on the other side of the window. Rodent now dubbed Pizza Groundhog to rival Pizza Rat here in New York City.
Wow. That groundhog is a legend. Did you see his face? You see him? He's just eating that pizza right in their faces. He's like if Bugs Bunny was even more of an asshole. And this makes you realize how different indoor animals and outdoor animals are. Indoor animals are soft, because this groundhog is out there in the streets like, oh, this? Yeah, I just eat pizza whenever I want. I guess you guys probably have to ask for pizza like a little bitch. Well, at least you can still scratch your balls. Oh, I forgot, your owner chopped them off. And you know he's not gonna stop with those dogs, right? You can see in that little groundhog's eyes, he's getting cocky. I bet next week, he's gonna come back and start taunting us humans. He's just gonna set up a little brunch outside the window with all of his friends. Bottomless mimosas, can't do that at home. In other news, there is now a petition with over 15,000 signatures to make Dr. Fauci, People magazine's sexiest man alive. And this is why I love America. The man who is a scientist, an academic, and a public servant is out there fighting to keep people healthy, and everyone else is just like, drop your pants, show us that PhD! And I'll be honest, I hope this happens. Not just for Dr. Fauci, but for the whole country. Because if there's one thing we know, it's that Donald Trump only respects hot people. Yeah, it's why Ivanka is a presidential advisor, but Eric has to use the doggy door. Oh, and by the way, People magazine, you need to change your name to Person magazine, okay? It's called social distancing. Speaking of leaders trying to make a difference, Emmanuel Macron, president of France and guy in a Gillette commercial who just finished shaving, is leading efforts to call a global truce on all wars during the coronavirus epidemic. Yeah, all wars stop for coronavirus. And believe it or not, he's already gotten buy-in from the UK's Boris Johnson, China's President Xi, and President Donald Trump, which is really impressive. And I'm not shocked Macron is the one trying to unite the world, because this is the most French thing ever. Mon ami, we don't need to fight. Let's put down our guns. Maybe make some sweet, sweet love. Just kidding. Unless...